everyone. Today your assignment is called Fractions as Division. So far we've done adding fractions, subtracting fractions, and then last week we did multiplying fractions. So this week we're moving into dividing fractions. For the assignment today, you're just going to be writing fractions kind of in a different way, just so that you understand how to write a fraction. So I'll do a few examples and then you'll be good to go. So if I said 5 divided by 6, okay? 5 divided by 6 would be written either this way, 5 divided by 6, okay? 5 divided by 6 equals something. Or I could also say 5 divided by 6 could be written like this. Another way that we hear this one said would be 5 over 6, but it means the same thing, 5 divided into 6 groups. So let's just say 5, apples divided by 6 people, divide. So that could work for, let's do another one. 1 divided by 2 can be written 1 divided by 2, or it can also be written 1 divided by 2, which we're used to seeing written like this as a half, right? And that's the two different ways that you write your divisions, just like that. So for the assignment today, I'll just do an example because I think there's a little bit of dragging, tile dragging. So you have to drag these cards into the right order. So let me read a question that you might have today and then you'll be able to get started. So drag the cards below to create an expression that is equal to 6 over 5. So they have it written like this, 6 over 5, okay? So you have all these cards. So the cards that you have in this example, I'm going to try to be as straight as possible. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so one of them's a 5, one of them's a 6, one of them's a division sign, and one of them's a multiplication sign. So you have to drag the correct cards into the box below. So for 6 over 5, well, I know 6 over 5 is equivalent, which means it's the same as 6 divided by 5. So I need to use these cards here to create an expression that looks like this. So in your answer box, which would be like, let's just say down here, okay, this is what your answer should look like. You would go 5, so you drag your 5 down here, your division, 5 divided, 5 divided, and then, oh my goodness, I'm just saying this backwards, I'm so sorry. Forget what I just said there, not 5 first. You would do 6, because that's what comes first, 6 on the top. So let me 6, and then you put your division sign divided by 5. And then you would submit your answer, and that would be it. So that's how to do one kind of question. There's 7 questions today. So at least one of them will be like that. There's other ones that are like this, where they actually just give you shapes. So let's just say you have like a triangle over a heart. Okay, and then you have multiple choice. So A, B, C, D. And all you have to do is choose the one that correctly states this. So you just need to know that this symbol here is the same as like a division sign. See how there's like a dot on top, dot on bottom? Imagine that like something on the top, something on the bottom. So we have, so triangle divided by heart. So now look at your answers, okay? Triangle divided by heart. That just so happens to be the first one. Triangle, take away, heart. The next example is heart, take away, triangle. And the next example is heart divided by triangle. So when you go over here first, triangle divided by heart, and find the one that is correct. So the one that's correct is A. So you're just going to circle A and then click submit, and that will be correct. So that's another kind of question you might have. Let me just scroll through the list here. Okay, so there's another one. It says divide, just like this. Divide. So it says 2 divided by 7. And all you have to do is you just have to turn this into the other form. So 2 divided by 7 can also be written as 2 over 7. And it's a multiple choice list. And you literally just choose the one that says 2 over 7. So you might have a question like that, okay? Being able to write it in this way or in this way, that's what they're kind of testing you on here in Khan Academy. Let me see. I think that is all for the different types of questions you might get. Let me just scroll down to make sure. Let me see. Yeah, and then there's one where it might be backwards, but they'll have like 2 over 7 is equal to what? It's equal to 2 divided by what? And you have to fill in this blank, which would be 7. So you might have a question like that. And okay, there are a couple more. So there's a couple of questions that here I'll show you. I'll draw a picture for you. So the question says, which of the following represents the length of the rectangle shaded in blue? So what you have is you have let me just okay. So you have this like number line, okay? So I'll just fill out the number line for you. This is 0. Okay, on your number line, this would be 0. You kind of have these like arrows going both ways. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And it's kind of broken up like this. It looks a little bit scary, but 1, 2, 3. So, and then the first one here, I'll just kind of shade it in lightly. This is colored. And all you have to do for a question like this, which I think these are the last types of questions they're asking, is you have to say, well, what does this fraction of this number line represent? So all you have to do is you have to look at this number here. Okay, we're talking about 5 in total. So 5 in total, okay? And how many out of that 5 are colored? 1, which is right here, okay? But look at how many is broken up into. So we have a 5 and we broke it up into how many parts? 1 part, 2 part, 3 part, 4 part, okay? So the question is 5 divided in how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 over 4. This little part right here represents the answer if we took 5 and we divide it by 4, which if you put that in your calculator, you would get 1.25, I believe, which if you look at the number line, you see I didn't draw it perfectly, but it's just after 1. If I did 5 divided by 5, this would be broken up into 5 parts, and it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'd be broken up at each of the different numbers. But since we're dividing it by 4, we take that, we divide it in 4 times. I'll just do another example just in case that one wasn't clear. So I'm going to do my number line here. I'm going to break it up. Let me take my, okay, I'm going to break it up in, let's just call this 6. Okay, altogether it's going to be 6. So I go, this is 0 right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we go all the way to 6. So I'm going to break it up into 3 equal parts. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I'm going to color this in like this. So how would I write this? Well, I write it as my total, which is 6, divided by how many times it's broken up. It has 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups. So 6, 3 times, which in this case, it turns out to be a whole number is 2, but all you need to do for the assignment is you just need to choose what is the correct fraction. So it's 6, how many altogether, divided by how many groups. So there's 6 divided into 3 groups, okay? That should be good. You should be able to do these questions now. If you have questions, just send me an email and we'll set up a meeting. But that is it for today. Have a great Monday and enjoy your assignment. See you later.